Please mind the picture, but today we'll be talking about Pygmalion. Pygmalion. Oh, it's black. Let's try it again. Pygmalion. Here we go. So Bernard Shaw wrote this play called Pygmalion, and it is based on the Greek myth Pygmalion. And today, as a little background information, I will tell you the story of Pygmalion and what Bernard Shaw did with it. So let's get this started with. Now, Pygmalion. Here we have a picture. This is our Pygmalion. He is the main character of technically the Greek mythology, and he wants to go ahead and witness something that he shouldn't have seen. That is prostitution. And the thing that he witnessed about prostitution is that he is disgusted that anyone will be so low as to go ahead and sell their bodies for things. And just for your information, as an FYI, the prostitutes that he saw were the very first prostitutes that you would ever find in Greek mythology. At least that's what's claimed. Next up, though, we're going to have to go ahead and talk about this. He decided to go ahead and practice celibacy, where he would go ahead and not talk with any women, not control himself with any women, try not to be influenced by any other woman, and he decided to live the rest of his life inside his house with no contact with women whatsoever. Also, he wouldn't do that with men because he is not gay or LGBTQ, apparently. The Greeks certainly hated that, but the culture hated that, but technically that kind of still did happen in terms of militaryship. You love your brother-in-law more than any other man. You would probably die for people you fight with than say someone you just love. But that's it. That's just human minds. Okay, so he decides to start sculpting because he's a sculptor, and he decided to sculpt his perfect image of a woman. And as a result, he made this woman. And this woman itself is perfect in all its likeness. The curves, the hairline, the texture of the skin, everything other than the hardness of her skin and the coldness of her skin. Everything was perfect about her, at least towards Pygmalion. And that's just about it. He went ahead and adorned it with all these clothes. He slept with it, apparently. He went ahead and gave it clothes to go ahead and give her some modestness and things. Later on, even taking them off just because he realized it was ruining her. He even gave her these pearls and these jewels and all these little other fancy adornment gifts, which, as you can all see, were even given into a box with this in hand. And he was so in love with it that he started going ahead and looking at others in a little disdain, and he literally put all his time and devotion into this sculpture. Later afterwards, though, he would go ahead, and when the day of the festival of Aphrodite came, he went in there and shyly and timidly made a silent prayer towards Aphrodite to give him a wife that was just as beautiful as his sculpture. Post-classic sources go ahead and tell us that he named her Galatea. Now, Aphrodite heard this very soft call and decided to witness what he was actually doing and why would anyone be so obsessed with a statue. And she went ahead and saw it and, well, found this. And realized that it was could even rival her own looks. And realized that he was able to go ahead and capture a woman's beauty perfectly. And as a result, she decided to have a little fun with him. She started to tease him a little bit and things like that. But afterwards, she granted him his wish. Next time he came home and started kissing and making out with his Galatea creation, he realized that her lips were starting to get warm and very, very soft. And he thought this was an illusion, but then he went ahead and started going ahead and fondling with her, kissing her back, and then eventually she became a live woman again. She became a live woman, and he was able to go ahead and make out with her perfectly this time. It was later sources say that they married and they had a daughter who they named Paphos, which was after the name of a city apparently, and they would live the rest of their lives happily ever after. And that's the story of Pygmalion. It's very short, but it's a pretty good quick myth as well, too. About this, though, there's a bunch of things that we could go ahead and talk about. Pygmalion itself was the basis for this Pygmalion story, where it was set in neoclassic, like a late Victorian era Britain, and it goes ahead and criticizes the British society, along with a modern twist with the Pygmalion story, where our Pygmalion is this main character named Henry Higgins, who believes he can transform this Eliza Doolittle woman into a Cockney flower girl into Duchess at ease in a polite society. The thing about this Pygmalion version, though, is that he overlooks the fact that his creation has a mind of his own and eventually realizes that she does have one, just as like how Pygmalion realizes that she became a real woman. In our story of Bernard Shaw's version, he realizes that his creation has a mind of her own. It's like an AI, and you have to go ahead and realize that AI might have feelings. We're scared that would technically be the case soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and until next time, Shihana, peace. Bye bye.